Hey guys, it's Siobhan with ToKittyandBeyond. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a year ahead reading. So this is a reading I haven't done before on my channel, other than the ones I've done for the other signs, obviously. But this is going to be a very in-depth reading. We're going month by month into the energies of 2021 for you, Scorpio. So this can apply to Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or whatever Scorpio placement that you've resonated this way to this video. There's probably some messages here for you, so stick around. I'm gonna go ahead and pull some cards and we will see you in the reading. All right, hi Scorpio, welcome to your 2021 year ahead reading. Let's go ahead and jump into the cards. Keep in mind that these are general readings and we are working with probabilities of the future, so just take what resonates for you. I also recommend checking out your other sign videos and or taking notes through this one or looking at it throughout the year, whatever suits you best. So let's go into January and see what's coming up for you. You guys have the Six of Pentacles here starting out the reading. So I feel like there's going to be a level of wealth or abundance that comes to you in January. Maybe you're sitting pretty or just feeling really good about what assets you have. It feels like you have more than enough and you're able to move forward with that energy in a very service-oriented way. Let's see what else comes up. You guys have the Lovers as well. So 2 6 cards right off the bat. This is about harmony, relationships, as above, so below, as within, so without. There could also be decisions. You could be weighing things up and seeing where you want to invest your time, your energy, or particularly your love. You have the Take Time to Breathe Out card, which is the disseminating moon. So take time to release or let go of anything that is kind of stressing you out. Just take a moment for yourself to engage in your breath so that you're present in the moment now, being very harmonious between past and future, in and out, up and down, all of that. So you're finding that middle ground really nicely in January. You also have Chimpanzee. Use both your intuition and your intellect to solve the problem or get answers to your question. This is so perfect because it's the balance, again, between two opposing sides or seemingly opposite things. You know, the intuition and the intellect, they work very differently, but when you use them together, you can create harmony. There's that 6 again. So harmony, harmony, harmony is the theme for January. If you have any questions or any decisions that you're trying to make, use your intuition and your intellect together by de-stressing, breathing out, refocusing, and feeling that abundance within yourself to help you make that decision. You also have the regeneration card. Okay, so regeneration is like you're able to grow and birth something new from situations that maybe didn't have what you thought you needed to be able to flourish. So it's like this tree magically growing out of this very, barren, desolate landscape. So you're able to create something from nothing and grow where you thought you wouldn't have been able to, where things seemed inhospitable, you're actually able to flourish. So good for you, Scorpio. The vision, hold the vision, Archangel Michael and Lapis Lazuli. So this is very much connected to third eye, psychic sight, being able to see higher. That's giving you this sense of intuition that you can marry with your intellect, because both of those things reside within the third eye chakra, the brain and the intuition, the soul, the essentially clairvoyance, being able to see the truth subjectively and or in regard to future events. So you might be using your intuition to guide you over the course of this month, specifically as it relates to a partnership or a relationship, how you give energy or how you even give resources to this other person or people in your life. Okay, so let's move on to February now. Wow, Scorpio, you guys have the World card. So this is a huge level of completion for you. That regeneration cycle from January has come to a completion really quickly in February. So 2021 looking really good for you guys so far. The World card is like you've come full circle. So you've come back around to the place where you were before, but you are more evolved, more wise. You have all of this experience. And even though it feels like you're kind of back in the same place, you're not in the same place because you've really really grown so much over the course of, let's say, 2020 leading up to February this month. So this is a really good indication of your completion, that wholeness that's coming in for you. You also have the Two of Swords. So again, there's some kind of a decision it feels like you guys are making in 2021 so far. The last 2 months have had this kind of energy around it. So you might be weighing up things, you know, kind of deciding between two options, balancing the intellect with the intuition, again, because the water in the background and the moon represent the subconscious mind, emotions, the intuition, and the swords represent the conscious mind, the intellect, and logic. So balancing those two things is a significant theme for you thus far. Your dreams need a practical plan. Okay, so it could also be about the vision that you were having in January, kind of leading you to something that you want to create physically. This could be even something that you want to share with the world, and maybe you're kind of confused about how to do that. So your dreams do need a practical plan. You have the vision, you have the goal. Now it's time to actually implement that in a practical way. And if you struggle with that, then you can always reach out to people who know what they're doing with that, or who know how to do that, and they can help you. You know, there's always resources. You can always Google it or research it on your own. You are very skilled, and you're very intuitive and psychic, Scorpio. So use that to be able to actually do some practical work too. So it's kind of like both, again, balancing the intellect and the intuition. But I feel like you guys are, somebody out there is a Pleiadian. So if you want to watch the Pleiadian origins video, it might give you some information on how you can kind of work with your big vision, but then also making it more of a practical thing. So yeah, that's a message for somebody in particular. You are a Pleiadian. Snow leopard as well. Take some time out of your usual life and spend it in solitude. Okay, so snow leopard is kind of like the hermit card. So it asks you to take some time away to spend it with yourself so that you can better hear your inner calling, to see that inner vision, to plan your next steps of action. So this silence and solitude might be able to help you to weigh those swords that you had in your hand with that Two of Swords energy, and come to a decision, a definitive conclusion, and then be able to move forward with it. You have loyal heart here as well. So this is kind of like a soulmate card for me. Soulmates can be partners. They can also be friends and family members. So you did have the Lovers in January. So this does kind of have an underlying theme of relationships, although it's not, you know, super out there in the forefront. There are other things going on, but this is part of it. This is a factor. So pay attention to what your heart is calling you to do. Also ensure that you're not rationalizing relationships that might drain you. Again, it's just about identifying, with your intellect and your intuition, how you can create harmony within these relationships and where your loyalty is best placed, essentially, because that Six of Pentacles in January is kind of like, where are you giving your time, your energy, and your resources? If this person deserves your loyalty, then fantastic, do it, because obviously they deserve it. That means that they respect you, they love you, and they will be loyal to you too. Your vision, your intuition is there to help you to discern and decide who is worthy of your loyalty. So pay attention to that. Oh my God, Scorpio, your time to shine. So you had the World card and this in February. So this might be your time to really show up in the world in a really big way. Maybe you are actually putting your plan into action, your vision, you're sharing that. Maybe it's like through public speaking or writing or creating marketing. I don't know. I just get this sense that you have this idea, this beautiful vision, and you want to bring it to fruition. You want to share it with the world. And however you do that is going to be right for you. So trust your intuition to guide you. Maybe there's even people around you that want to support you in that want to help you. Maybe there's like a mentor or somebody who really supports you financially. That Six of Pentacles could be an investment as well. So maybe somebody wants to invest in your vision and get you to share that with the world. It's your time to shine, Scorpio. Wow. January 2021 shaping up to be really powerful for you guys already. So let's look at what's going on in March. Okie dokie. So you guys have the Seven of Swords. This is a bit of a tricky energy. It's kind of like It can be betrayal, it can be lies, deception, it can also be self-sabotage or self-deception. It's kind of like, it's thoughts, right? So swords are the realm of the mind. It's logic, it's linear, it's thought, it's your beliefs too, right? Thoughts are just, beliefs are just compounded thoughts. So it's kind of asking you to identify where there may be some patterns of self-sabotage or unexpected things from other people. Maybe they're not as loyal as you thought they were, because the next card you have is the Tower. And the Tower card is like a rude awakening. It's something coming to light that you didn't expect. It's a really sudden change, and it does bring destruction of some kind, so it can be or feel chaotic. The Tower card is, it's protection though. Rejection is protection in this case. It's like this person was not aligned with you. They may have been, trying to sabotage you behind your back. They may have just been like not even physically doing anything to sabotage you, but just kind of like mentally not on your team, you know what I mean? And that does have an effect on you. If somebody's sending out negative vibrations your way with their thoughts and their constant obsessing, that can affect you. It doesn't have to, because you are a sovereign being and you can protect and set energetic boundaries. But if you already have some fears and some trepidations going on within you, it can kind of latch onto that energy and activate it. So it's better off that this person's not in your life at all. Clearing that out can be helpful. If this is for you and this is nobody outside of you, then this is you coming to an awakening of where you were self-sabotaging yourself to prevent you from continuing that in the future. It's like that old structure of belief is being destroyed so that you don't continue down that path. Yeah, so adjustments are required. Okay, so the third quarter moon, so adjustments are necessary in this situation, whether it's a relationship or it's the way that you are thinking about something. There is a tweak that needs to happen, and that's why the Tower is there. It helps you to kind of reorient. Anything that was built on false structures comes down so that you can actually build something solid, long-lasting, and in alignment with you, your needs, and what your truth is. You have the honeybee, but it did come out in reverse. So the honeybee is let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation, but it did come out in reverse. So this could be a situation that you're not forgiving someone in, or it could be that you don't want to forgive this person for doing what they did. And you know what? If they hurt you in some way, then right now you don't have to. I know a lot of spiritual people really talk about forgiveness being super important, and it is. Don't get me wrong, it is very, very important. But if somebody hurt you, you have a right to feel betrayed. You have a right to feel hurt. You have a valid reason to not want to forgive them and have them in your life. And you shouldn't have to. That doesn't mean harboring a grudge or resentment. It just means acknowledging that they hurt you and that you don't want to participate in that relationship any longer. You can forgive them later from your heart, and you don't have to connect with them to do so. But right now, it's just kind of like, yeah, they did something. Somebody wronged you. And if this is within you, again, if this is purely internal, then this is most likely you not forgiving yourself. And that's that form of self-sabotage. Maybe you tried to enact your vision in the past, or you didn't trust your intuition when it came to, relationships with other people. And now it's like you never forgave yourself for that. So those patterns are continuing. So those are subconscious things that you can identify through behaviors and patterns. You kind of want to look at how you're interacting with other people, how you're thinking, how you're feeling in regard to this situation, because that can give you some information on where that self-forgiveness is needed. You have here and now, Scorpio. So this is being very present in this moment, especially in March, being very present in the now moment. Don't focus on the past. Don't focus on the future. Just really be present in the now, because this present moment is the only moment that actually exists. I mean, we have a concept of the past. We have visions of the future, but this now moment is where everything happens, and every past and present is a it's almost like a layer on this now. It's really hard to explain, and time is weird. But there's information here that's necessary for you to receive only in the present moment. So if you're kind of fearing the past or ruminating on the past or fearing the future or obsessing about the future, you're going to miss that message. So be very present in the here and now, because also that's where your feeling is. That's where your intuition is most active. So especially in regard to the situation, if there's some kind of betrayal going on or somebody kind of deceiving you behind your back, being present in the here and now can help you to identify what that is, where that is, and how you can shift that or, get out of that situation. You have spiritual connection too. Okay, so there's a definite connection here through your crown chakra that you can utilize this month to be able to gain clarity on this situation. So this is like claircognizance, which is like a spiritual download of sorts. It's like all this information that comes in at once, and you don't necessarily compartmentalize it and understand it bit by bit. It's like you just get this inner knowing, and you don't really know how you know it, but you just know it. So pay attention to that inner knowing, because that's going to come in when you're focused and centered and grounded in the present moment. That's when this spiritual connection is going to come in, and it's going to help you to realize maybe some of these patterns. That bolt of lightning in the Tower card is that spiritual connection. So it's enlightenment coming straight from source to you, from your higher self, guiding you to any areas that maybe you need to forgive yourself, or where it's time to, not keep on forgiving that person who is betraying you, if that's the case. Okay, so let's go on to April. You have the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is a fiery, passionate energy. He likes to move forward really quickly. He likes to kind of gallivant around and be creative, and he's very exuberant. So tap into that energy. You are definitely getting some messages coming in from spirit here as well. Fire is the ruling element of wands, and fire is connected to spirit. It's also connected to inspiration, passion, and action. So pay attention to any messages, because the knights can bring messages to you. Can also be spiritual protection that you're receiving, to help you to sort of mitigate any I'm seeing like energy drainage. Okay, so yeah, what they're showing me is like energy from your energy body kind of being like siphoned off, not by other people, just by like a lack of direction. It feels like because it's almost like you're spreading yourself thin by paying attention to so many different things, and then there's all of that energy is being drained into those various directions, and then you don't necessarily have a whole lot of it left to do what you actually want to do. So that might just be for a couple of people, but yeah, I saw that pretty clearly. You also have the Knight of Pentacles, so 2 knights in April, and like I said, fire is spirit and action, and being able to be responsible and to control and kind of self-discipline the action that you are, or where you're putting that energy into action. And then the Knight of Pentacles is like really super slow moving, methodical, practical. He likes to plan every single step out. He wants to make sure that he knows exactly where he's going. He's very slow, but because of that, he's actually more likely to get to where he wants to go. So yeah, he's also very, very protective. So he will protect his energy. He will protect what he values. That's why he holds the coin in his hand. So I feel like this is you guys being protected by spirit, based on what you value. So whatever you value is going to be kind of honed in so that you're not expending any resources that you need. That's what it feels like really strongly in January. It's kind of like if you were trusting somebody who didn't deserve that trust, that connection's going to get changed or cut off. If you were expending money in an area that, was detrimental to you, or there was just like small leaks in your finances where you need to kind of shore up that hole in the boat, then that's going to come in. You're going to get guidance and messages about how to do that, and you're protected through this process. You're very close to achieving your goal, Scorpio. That Knight of Pentacles energy tells me that you are really moving forward towards a goal, really passionately, really strongly. Both of those Knights kind of indicate that. So this is another confirmation that you're close to your goal. Whatever it is that your vision is, keep holding it. You're meant to share it with the world. It is your time to shine this year. So keep holding that spiritual connection, because that's kind of what's helping you to align with that energy and to move forward with that goal. Okay, you have the Tortoise in reverse. So the Tortoise says you're too fragmented, so do whatever it takes to get grounded. Yeah, what was I just saying? It was like fragmentation of your energy. There was energy being siphoned in all of these different directions. So this is an issue that needs to be addressed, whether you do it through kind of like your daily routine, identify time wasters, identify money wasters, identify energy wasters, any people, places, things, situations, you know, anything from emails that are requiring you to constantly delete them, unsubscribe from that email list. You know, it's anything like that, like clean it up. Really go in deep into areas that are creating distractions or siphoning your time, your energy, or your resources, because it is only slowing you down from getting to your goal. You're close to achieving your goal, so it's like they're giving you this information so that you get that extra boost to be able to move forward. I'm also just being drawn to the tortoise here. It's like the tortoise and the hare. Oh my God, how amazing is this? The Knight of Pentacles is like the tortoise, and the Knight of Wands is like the hare. The Knight of Wands wants to go, 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 get there fast, but he's also very distractible, so he can like stop and get distracted with something. He's like, oh, squirrel, and you know, goes off doing that. And then the tortoise is like, no, I'm gonna get there one step at a time, very focused on the goal. I'm gonna do it. So it's like you have these two energies within you that are fragmented. There's these two sides of your personality that are kind of warring against each other. And it's about getting those into balance, bringing those to your awareness so that you can continue to move forward cohesively towards your goal. Wow, love that message, Scorpio. You have Yang energy. Action, action, action. Yang energy is all about taking action. It's about doing things. It's about creating changes. It's a number one, which is a new beginning too. It's also about directing your intention very effectively. So again, it's like if there were multiple intentions that you had that were kind of contradictory or conflicting, those need to be identified so that you can effectively direct this Yang energy into action and create positive results for yourself in April. The next card you guys have is meaningful sacrifice. So yeah, you might need to be letting go of something that is kind of keeping you distracted or pulling your focus in a direction that is not aligned with that higher vision or with that goal that you're trying to get to, master, achieve, accomplish, whatever it is that you've been working towards up until this point. It is going to require you to let go of something that is not aligned with that. So now we're going to look at May. You guys have the Wheel of Fortune. This is really good luck. This is fated situations, destined occurrences taking place. You guys might feel yourself kind of starting to shift an old cycle. That's what I'm sensing. So you've got an opportunity here to break free from some patterns or choices that were kind of founded in karma. And karma is not something that you need to pay off. It's not a debt that you owe. It's not a reward that you get from good choices or anything like that. It's simply choices and the consequences of them or the responses of them. It's an action and then the result. So I feel like you guys are kind of honing in how you're going to be acting and producing those kinds of results. And you have the Queen of Cups with that. So this is an emotional revelation that I feel like you guys are coming to in the month of May. You feel very mature and very centered, very grounded emotionally. You may be focusing on past karmic choices, and with that emotional clarity that you're gaining, you're then able to make different choices. I also feel like this could be an offer that comes in, or some kind of it does almost have a feeling of a reward. It's not necessarily a reward, it's more just it's the result of good choices, right? It's not based on whether you've done something good or bad. It's just the choice, if it was aligned with you, if it was aligned with your soul more specifically, then you gain some level of emotional support, clarity, psychic abilities, that vision gets stronger, you're able to see more clearly and to free yourself from any of those past patterns that were limiting you from attracting what you want or creating what you want. You also have bring love into the situation, which is what the Queen of Cups is really good at. So bring love into the situation through your heart chakra. This is the new moon in Aquarius, though, and Aquarius does tend to be more of a philanthropic kind of love. So instead of like a one-on-one loving relationship or expression of this love, it's more like, how can you share love with the world? How are you showing up on the wheel of time, and what impact can you make? So again, it's like that world card, and it's your time to shine that we saw earlier in February. Now in May, you are again thinking about how you can share this love with the world. Maybe you actually have some healing abilities that you can share. Maybe you are psychic, intuitive, clairvoyant, clairsentient, empathic. Maybe you simply share love through your hands-on work that you do. Maybe you do nails. Girl, I need them. Maybe you give massages. Maybe you help people balance their finances. Maybe you're a buyer for a company. Whatever it is that you contribute to the world, bring love into that situation, because that's going to help bring about this alignment and produce those results that will really benefit you at soul level. That's where your destiny lies. And you have Seagull. Now is the time for deep emotional healing. Oh my God. So May is going to be really, really emotionally cleansing for you. Whatever needs to come up is going to come up. You have the Wheel of Fortune. It's destiny. Things are turning in your favor. It might even feel like a downward movement, but it's not. It's giving you a release of things from the past, emotional things from the past that were holding you back from really stepping into your destiny and from taking action towards that vision, that goal, what you can give back to the world, and the legacy you want to leave behind. So now is the time for this deep emotional healing. Connect with that. Bring love into the situation. Have compassion for yourself as you go through this healing, because that's really where that love needs to shine. It's within you. It's for you. And when you heal you with self-compassion, you end up shining that light out to the world. Oh my God, Scorpio, May, you are so blessed in May. Blessed is that 22, it's the master builder number, all of the work that you've kind of been putting into this goal, this action, this situation, maybe even a relationship, whatever you've been focusing on, putting energy into, tempering that, tortoise in the hare energy within you. It's finally like really starting to show up. You are blessed. This is destiny. This is fate. This is good luck. This is things really happening through you, for you, because of the work you've put in. And it's when you clear emotional blocks, this is such an understated thing, you guys. When you clear emotional blocks, you clear your energy field. And when your energy field is aligned, you attract what is in your highest good. You really manifest way more powerfully. I've seen it for myself. I've seen it with my clients. If you've got heart healing that needs to be done, that can be blocking you from manifesting not only loving and balanced relationships, but physical abundance like money, success, because it all kind of boils down to a worthiness wound, right? And if you feel unworthy of love, chances are you feel unworthy of money. Chances are you feel unworthy of success. It all goes together. So when you heal these things, oh my God, do you open up blessings for yourself, Scorpio, in a huge way. She shall always prevail. Yes. She or he, you will always prevail, Scorpio. This is Goddess Isis and Isis crystal. So this is a powerful goddess, strength, power, creator energy. You know, you have this within you at all times. During any cycle of your life, you have the power to shift your circumstances because you are the creator of your reality. Now, the thing is to make the unconscious conscious, because the conscious mind is only the tip of the iceberg. The unconscious mind is what directs most of our life. So if you can make the unconscious conscious, you have the power to shape your reality, to create and manifest your results consciously, with intention, with awareness. You will prevail. May your luck is changing big time. After that month where you had a little bit of some shakeups happening, right? It was like all of those things were being torn down for a reason, or taken away for a reason, or rejected from you for a reason, is because this was fated to come in, that you will prevail, that you will be blessed, that you will have everything that you need, and you will be successful going forward. So let's look at June. You have the Queen of Wands. Okay, so yeah, you're really standing in your power, Scorpio. You're really fired up. You are passionate. You are creative. You are nurturing. You are allowing yourself the time and the space to be able to heal. It feels very peaceful. This Queen of Wands energy is usually really super passionate and fiery about like projects and work and creativity and inspiration. She's also a really good mother. She's very protective as well, but in a very balanced way. I see this card though with the Queen of Wands being in this cat tarot, and the cat kind of just lounging and hanging out with its wand. I feel like you guys are more at peace with who you are, what you're all about, and maybe even some of that pressure has been taken off about having to achieve this goal right here, right now. It's like, no, any place that you are in this now moment is the right moment. And you really don't have to rush yourself. It's just being comfortable with where you're at. You also have the Hanged Man in reverse. So in the upside down position, or in the upright position, I should say, the Hanged Man is more about taking some time to just stand still and see things differently. This could indicate that there may be some resistance, but I'm not really super feeling that for a lot of you guys. I feel like this is more you guys are ready to take action. You've given yourself the time and space to be able to kind of sit with what you were contemplating, and now this wheel of life is turning again. That's why his leg is crossed like that. It is that wheel of life, and you did have the Wheel of Fortune in the last month. So this is the wheel turning, and now it's like, okay, you're ready to come down from this spot where you've been posted up, just kind of contemplating things and working things over in your mind. You've gained that sense of enlightenment, and now you're ready to move forward with it. The end of a tough cycle approaches, Scorpio. Full moon in Capricorn. So this is that energy of that change that's been taking place, and it's ending now. The difficulties have been moved through. You have successfully prevailed through those energies, and you're coming out the other side of them feeling a lot more stable. It feels a lot more grounded. That Capricorn energy is that grounding. It helps you to work towards your goals. That's that Queen of Wands energy. So this is all very kind of tied together here. It all makes sense. And yeah, it's like you're going to be very relieved. I get the sense of that. You have Goose. Take time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. Yeah. It's exactly kind of what I was feeling. So yeah, with that Queen of Wands energy, it's like she's just lounging, allowing yourself to recuperate, rest. You know, the tough cycle has taken a lot out of you, and that's normal. It's allowing yourself the space to be able to rest. And that Hanged Man energy is like you're coming to the end of it. You're coming to that period where the tough cycle is over and you're ready to start taking action again. But just allow yourself any times of rest that you need. You know, balance is the key here. Obviously, we've been talking about harmony a lot this year for you guys. So creating that harmony by balancing when you're ready to act and when you're ready to go slow. It's the tortoise and the hare for you guys this year. Co-create. Okay, so you guys have co-create here as well. The 4 is drawing my attention. 4s are about stability, security, practicality, taking steps forward consciously, solidly. manifesting things. I see the 0 as unlimited potential. This is that old cycle coming to completion and starting something fresh and new with unlimited potential. So it's like a blank slate. You guys can really do whatever you want with it. It's based on your choices and your actions. That's what is karma, right? It's just your choices and actions, and you can always change those. So it's just gaining that awareness and the wisdom. That's what the owl represents to me. The cheetah is also very fast. So you guys are really quick to be able to co-create, but you're also just taking the time to contemplate when and how to do that the right way. Resting when you need to, taking action when you need to, really trusting your intuition and your gut instincts to tell you when each of those times will be. Co-create can also be with other people. So these could be people that are kind of different than you. Maybe they can help you out in some way. Maybe they have skills that you need on your journey and you can maybe benefit them as well. So it's working together to create some positive results for yourself and for the world as well. That message keeps coming through really strongly, so I keep having to share it. You guys are really focused on what you can give back, so that's beautiful. Heart healing. Yeah, so you guys had that Queen of Cups, and all of that heart healing was going on there. So this is a beautiful time for you over this, little couple months here to do some really significant, profound heart healing. And this can shift how you operate within your relationships. It can really change the dynamics that you have with the people that you love around you. I just feel like you're going to be coming into this place of really deep compassion for yourself, for your journey, for everything you've been through, for your past, for your present, and you're bringing that forward with you, and that's going to shift how you interact with people. So there's going to be offers of support. There's going to be offers of love. Yeah, it just feels really blessed. It's nice energy. Okay, so let's look at July 2021. Okay, Scorpio, you guys have the Knight of Cups. This is actually very Scorpionic energy, actually. So, and there's those owls again. Everybody keeps getting all these owls. There's lots of them in this deck, and there's lots of them in the other decks that I have as well. It's the spirit totem that represents death, transformation, rebirth, wisdom, intelligence, information, intellect. And this, in this case, with the Knight of Cups, it's coming through the emotional realm. So again, all that heart healing is really shifting how you receive information, how you spend your energy, how you co-create and create in your life. So it's really shifting. Yeah, it's shifting how you interact with the world in a big way. You also have the Knight of Swords. So I feel like the Knight of Swords here is urging you to communicate with somebody. These two cards together, the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords, can indicate needing to communicate some kind of an emotional truth to somebody around you. This could be somebody who you speak to for heart healing, could be a counselor, a teacher, a guru, a friend, a family member, an authority figure, a parent even. Could be a relationship partner. So whoever it is that you feel called to communicate with in July about how you're feeling, it's going to be well received. That's what I'm sensing. It's going to be well received. The person was kind of expecting it. They were very present in how they were feeling. Or this could be you. It's like you receive some just inner insight through your emotional realm, through your psychic gifts, and through your heart, which is what you've been working on healing. So yeah, you're just gaining a lot more clarity there. So it's going to be well received by you or by somebody else if you're communicating that to someone. You and your loved ones are safe, Scorpio, new moon in Cancer. So this is a good energy for feeling really peaceful, protected, and safe in the realms of your home, your relationships, your family, your friends, your loved ones. So just know that everybody is safe, everybody's good, and this King of Swords energy is there protecting that. And that Knight of Cups there too, it's like you guys you're so emotionally protected, and I don't think maybe you even realize it to the extent that it's actually there. It's like the more in alignment you are, the more you set these boundaries, the more that you connect with your heart in this healed and empowered way, the more powerful you are at really protecting yourself and your loved ones, knowing that it's like spirit is Spirit works through you in this really powerful way. That's what I'm sensing. So this beautiful, again, it's really, really nice messages. I'm glad that I get to do this reading for you guys. You have Cardinal in reverse. Let's see what Cardinal says. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance. So do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. Now you did have it in the reverse position. So if it's saying in the upright that they're out of balance, in the reverse, I feel like you've actually brought them into balance. So I just got a pitch change in my ear. So that's confirmation. You have brought them into balance, Scorpio, in the month of July. It feels like your emotional realm and your mental realm are in balance. That's the cups and the swords energy. Those two together really creating this harmony that seems to be the underlying theme here. It's like as above, so below, as within, so without. This is the spiritual truth that you guys are mastering in 2021. You have observer as well, so you might be stepping back and seeing something for kind of what it is from a bird's eye view or from a different perspective than you had before. That's that sort of King of Swords energy. He's very he's like he's an air sign, so he likes that bird's eye view. He likes to see that bigger picture. He likes to observe things logically and analyze them. So it's kind of like this astronomy or astrology. It's like you're observing the movements of the planets and you're kind of detailing how that's going to affect you. You might actually be into astrology, or this might be how you're going to help support the collective and co-create. That might be a message for somebody specific out there. But I feel like you guys are really focusing on just being the observer of your thoughts and your emotions, which really helps to bring them into balance. Because when you observe, you step back, you're very present in what's happening now, but at the same time, you're not allowing your thoughts and emotions to kind of run away with you or, be distracting, and therefore kind of fractalize and split your energy off into unproductive, draining sort of, like draining energy. Instead, you're observing it and you're then able more to control it with your intention. And you have rest. So you did see that last month too. So June and July might be some months for you to just kind of take a step back and rest, do some more of that heart healing, maybe even talk to like a counselor or a loved one who can help you to do some of this work, or, any kind of a spiritual practitioner could help with this too. Heart healing, I do that a lot for myself and with my clients, with Reiki, with soul realignment, with readings of all kinds. I also do just straight up spiritual counseling. It's kind of like talk therapy, and we go through all sorts of stuff from boundaries to trauma-informed healing to the nervous system, all that good stuff. So just take some time to rest over the summer here, June and July, or like spring, summer, depending on if you're in the northern hemisphere or southern. But rest, because you need that rest. You've been doing a lot, Scorpio. So let's see what's going on for August. Yay, okay, so because you need this rest because you're going to start moving forward again pretty quickly here. The Chariot is also sort of a restful energy. He does like to sort of plan what he's going to do before he does it. So he it's like he's sitting in this armchair. It's got wings on it that almost kind of look like the golden snitch to me, but they're actually birds. But I feel like you guys are getting ready to move really quickly, but you're still in this state of rest. 7 itself is a number of rest too. 7 is a very restful energy. It's a spiritual energy. It shows you kind of where you need to shift to become more aligned with the spiritual nature of your life and yourself. I feel like you've done pretty well at that this year. So, okay, well, you know what? There's always a little bit more work to do. The Devil card come up here for what is this now? July, August. Yeah, so August, you have the Devil card here. I feel a little bit ungrounded even just holding this card. So the energy in August might be a little bit tricky. I feel like you've done a lot of work and this is part of that work. So it's not saying that you haven't done a good job or anything like that. This is actually part of it. This is coming up for a reason. This is part of the heart healing, and that's why you needed to kind of rest up until this point. So in August, there's going to be a little bit more to do to free yourself from. This feels like old patterns patterns, old behaviors, old limitations. This is diving into the underworld. And that's what you're really good at, Scorpio, whether it's your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign, or your Venus, whatever. You guys are good at diving into the underworld. You're good at going through that death process. Your highest expression is not actually the Scorpion, it is the Phoenix. So you guys are fantastic at rebirth, transformation, regeneration, and everything that comes along with that, which means going into that underworld and freeing yourself from those limiting beliefs, behaviors, patterns, choices, relationships, anything that's been holding you back and disempowering you, right? Because the opposite of your spiritual power is disempowerment. And this only ever comes through your own beliefs, choices, and actions. Other people can only disempower you if you give them the power to do that. Well, and it might have to do with pride, because don't let pride get in your way, which is the full moon in Leo. So this devil energy might be prideful energy. It might be pride that's kind of holding you back, disconnecting you from your spiritual truth. It's, again, this is ego. So it's finding the balance between the ego and the higher self, the higher mind, because we all have both, and you can't kill your ego. I don't encourage you to do that or destroy it or whatever. It's about working with it. The ego works for you. You don't work for it, but it's when it controls you that it becomes an issue. That's where this devil card, it's like these people who are chained up. Your ego should work for you, not the other way around. So if you're feeling limitation that comes from pride or ego or resistance of any kind like that, that's something to identify. You have the Walrus card. Remain vigilant about the current situation. Pay attention to signs and omens and let them dictate your choices. Okay, so pay attention to what is coming up in the month of August and why. Remain very vigilant and observant. That's why all of this rest was so important, was because it was getting you back in touch with your ability to be the observer, to see and sense and feel and watch these thoughts, and watch these patterns and observe these behaviors and feel those feelings, be able to interpret them accurately, which you've been honing that skill. So now it's like almost like practice time. It's like you've done all this work, you've really integrated it, and now it's like, okay, here's a test. And it's not a test that you can pass or fail. It's just an exercise. Think of it that way. It's an exercise of what you've been learning. So remain vigilant. Okay, here we go with the karma again, round and round. So that devil card feels like karmic patterns and choices. Those are the old ones that were from the level of ego. And guess what? The ego is there to protect you. It's a mechanism that's designed and programmed for survival. That's why we need the ego, is because it helps us to function in this third dimensional reality. But when we have it unconsciously programmed with programs or patterns or behaviors or beliefs that are actually really disempowering for us in the name of survival, that's when it becomes an issue. So like fear-based programming, limitation-based programming, programming that keeps us distrusting of ourselves or others, programming that keeps us limited in our ability to be successful, right? These are all learned through usually traumatic experiences. This is what I do so much deep work with myself and my clients. It's so important because that's the really only way to free yourself from these cycles, is to bring them to your awareness so that you can reprogram your ego and have it work for you so that you don't keep going around and around and around. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing. Going around is actually a good thing, right? Having a repeating karmic cycle is not a bad thing. It means that you're gaining awareness of it, because the more you go around, the more clarity you will have on it, the closer you will get to the center of what the core is of this pattern, the more awareness and wisdom and insight you will have about this cycle. So, if you see it come up again, honor that process. It's part of evolving. Daring rebirth. What was I saying, Scorpio? What was I saying? I was saying you guys are the phoenix. You are going through a rebirth, and this is part of that. And it's cyclical, right? It's going in those cycles. It's really going around and around, but in a good way. It's like the phoenix that dies and then is reborn, and then ages and then dies and is reborn. It's a cycle that goes on infinitely. So just honor each process of that cycle or each phase of that cycle, because you've got a lot of karma that you are shadowing shattering, breaking, releasing yourself from this year in a really powerful way so that you can gain the spiritual connection to be able to shine your light and share your vision with the world. This is big, really profound stuff. Like, this isn't just menial day-to-day stuff that you're doing. You're working on a spiritual path that is very, very important for you, and potentially for a lot of other people too. So it's not like an easy job, but you've taken it on because you are qualified for it. Okay, so we're moving into September here. Let's see, for September you have the Hermit. So a little bit of withdrawal might be a good thing after, going through some of those more difficult patterns again, having that kind of experiential test come up in August. You might need to just withdraw a little bit back into your sort of safety zone. That's important too. You want to temper, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone to allowing yourself to feel safe. Because if you push yourself too much and you don't feel safe, then those old reactions are going to kick back in automatically, those survival instincts, and they're going to keep you stuck in that old cycle. So it's little bit by little bit. That's the tortoise energy. Take it slow, Scorpio. And the Death card, well, that's you guys. That's that scorpionic energy. So death, rebirth, again, really happening. You have the rebirth card here. You have the death card in the next month. So there's definitely some transformation going on, some necessary endings. They may even be very abrupt or unexpected. This could just be a change of circumstance for you. It doesn't have to be like an actual death or anything like that. It's more just like things the way that they used to be are ending because you've done so much work, and then you had that little incident of, things from the past reoccurring again, and you're like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to continue down that path. I'm not going to go around in circles like that. I'm going to change how I respond to this situation, and I'm going to end it if I need to. So that's kind of like where you're going back inside again and going through this rebirth process or this death process internally. Confidence is your key to success, Scorpio. New moon in Leo, and the last month you had the full moon in Leo. So lots of Leo energy coming up over the summer here and into the fall. Confidence is your key to success. So trust yourself to be able to get through this process. Trust yourself to be able to do this level of healing. But confidence needs to be tempered again, right? With grace, with compassion, with authenticity, because confidence in the dysfunctional expression can lead to pride or ego or, an inflated sense of self. Now, that's not what we're looking for here. Confidence, true confidence, is trust. You trust yourself. That's what confidence is. You have humpback whale. Music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. So yeah, music can be hugely mood shifting, energy shifting, from sound crystal bowl healing, Tibetan sound bowls, to actual just music. You can listen to specific meditation music with Hertz programs, frequencies that can help you. Binaural beats are fantastic as well if you're into that kind of thing. But you can also just listen to a song that evokes an emotion within you, or that energetically kind of shifts you or changes your mood in a positive way. So use music to boost your confidence here. Use music to help fuel this rebirth process, because it can be a bit of a challenge and it can make you doubt yourself. And again, confidence is trust. So trust yourself, do what you need to do, and embrace some of these tools that you have at your disposal, especially music. Music can greatly boost your confidence. I don't know about you guys, but I sometimes get a little bit scared to go out in public sometimes, and if I listen to a really upbeat pump up song right before I go do that, I feel much more confident. I'm able to interact with people. I'm really bubbly and happy, and I'm able to spread my love and my joy to those who I come into contact with, even if it's just in the checkout lane or something like that. And that's building confidence too, because now I'm seeing, I can trust myself to be able to have these positive interactions with other people, rather than believing the false programming that my ego is telling me from past experiences and traumatic wounding that I had from people who betrayed me in the past, right? So that's what the ego is trying to do, is trying to protect you, but you have to say no, I see that wound. I understand the program. That doesn't work for me anymore because it keeps me separated from other people and from myself. So I'm going to trust myself and I'm going to trust other people and I'm going to gain this confidence and be able to go out there and do it. You also have to the sea. Now this is interesting to me because you had the whale energy and the sea energy. So lots of emotional work here too. The sea represents emotions, water represents emotions. So this is the subconscious mind. This is you really tapping into your, again, psychic abilities, intuition, emotional realm, how you're feeling. And I feel like the sea might be cleansing for you. I know that this is September that we're in near now, so it might be a little too cold to actually go swimming, but maybe you've just been really drawn to the sea lately in August and September, and you're feeling called to some of these sea creatures. You might even have sea creatures coming up as totems or guides on your path through this period of heart healing from, the past couple of months through the summer and then into fall. I also feel like you guys are navigating. I feel like you're navigating, you're looking, you're directing yourself, you're finding your path through your intuition, through the inner feeling that's guiding you. And you've got this guiding source here. If you can see that, there's a face in the clouds. So you're being watched over, you're being protected, you're being guided from within. The inner queen, yeah, from within, the inner queen is guiding you. This is that guiding force that you have from the underworld, goddess Persephone here. Persephone, she lives half the time in the underworld and half the time above ground. So it's again, as above, so below, balancing those two, creating harmony. Ruby is connected to the root chakra. So I can see this as bringing confidence to you as well. It's like you're feeling grounded, you're feeling stable, you're feeling connected to your physical body, which is where you feel your emotions. And that's giving you the power to be able to free yourself from those old cycles and to move forward again. Feeling a lot more confident about kind of where you're at. Okay, so October. Yay, Scorpio, October, you have the Sun card coming out. So this is it's like there was the dark night of the soul, and then this is the rebirth. This is the sun rising in the morning and letting you know that this cycle will keep going, right? Not like the negative cycle, but like you're not going to be stuck in darkness forever, right? The sun will rise again, and it is. The sun's here, it's risen for you, it's creating new growth, optimism, comfort, peace, clarity, enlightenment. It's like all of the stuff you've been going through is for this, right? You're really gaining this new level of clarity. And this is also the mind, the conscious mind, and the ego. So it's like your ego is now you are more aware of those programs of the ego that were detrimental to you. You've gained awareness of them consciously, and now you're able to create and founder, is that even a word? Found some of this growth for yourself in a really super optimistic, positive, innocent, really beautiful way. You also have the Magician. My God, you guys, look at these cards. These are two of some of the most powerful, positive cards here in the deck. The Sun and the Magician. This is beautiful energy of new creation. I'm seeing lots of yellow here. Yellow is correlated to the solar plexus chakra. So this is confidence, sense of self, self-worth, intuition, gut instinct. This is also linked to the ego in the positive sense, right? It's gaining that sense of self and that awareness of the ego so that you really feel powerful. Instead of needing to feel powerful superficially to please the ego, now you have control over the ego and its programming, so you really actually do have authentic power. And through that, you can create and grow anything. This is the manifestation energy you guys have been working so hard toward. This is your vision actually starting to show up in your life through you. It's not that your vision is showing up outside of you. It's that you are becoming your vision. You are embodying this light. And this is the light you're going to share. This is the light that the vision was all about. This is, you guys, I've got chills. I don't know if you can see that. I got chills. That's a good sign. This is powerful stuff. You guys also have nothing is yet set in stone, which is the mutable moon. I love that this is this kind of sea energy. Again, lots of water themes over the past little while here, last month specifically. So use this energy because nothing is set in stone. You can do whatever you want. Your ego is not rigid. You can change it. Your brain is not even rigid. You can change it. You know, scientists once believed that our brain stopped developing at around 20 years old, and from there we had a set of neurons and the way that the brain functioned. That's not true. The brain is neuroplastic, which means that it is malleable, it is mutable, it is able for it's able to change, to readapt, to alter pathways, to learn new things. Even damaged parts of the brain can start healing, can regenerate. They can even, and if there's damage past the point of no return, other parts of the brain can take up their role. It's amazing what your body can do. And it's all consciousness, right? This is the biological machine runs on consciousness, which you get to control. So nothing's set in stone, which is actually a beautiful thing. It's an opportunity for you guys to create whatever you want. That's that magician energy. You have the magic in you. You get to create what you want with it. Kiwi, Kiwi, do a walking meditation each day for the next week. Oh, okay. So Scorpio, you know, this month, maybe think about doing some walking meditations, maybe getting yourself active, what can help rewire your brain, because that's what we were just talking about. And that's actually true, that can help. Movement can rewire your neurons because it's releasing certain chemicals in the brain. You know, you're releasing certain neurotransmitters, which then activate neuroreceptors and different pathways, and information gets shared in different ways. So yeah, just walk. That can be a form of meditation. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to sit down for an hour and om. You don't have to chant. You don't have to do any of that if you don't want to. Just go for a walk. Buy the book. Okay, so buy the book is it's a card and it's an energy of doing things. Yeah, by the rule. It's essentially following the rules. Not rules that don't align with you, just making sure that you're doing things very intentionally, making sure that you're following kind of like the general rules and laws of the universe. It's not like you have to do something you don't want to do. It's really just about making sure that everything is in order and that you're doing things in integrity. That's really what I'm feeling from this card. Just make sure that you're doing things in integrity. This is also kind of like movement forward I see here too. The 11 is about alignment, manifestation too, similar to that magician energy. So be very aware of what your thoughts are, because your thoughts become things. Make sure that you're doing things by the book. And you're the one who also gets to write the book, by the way. So, you know, we do have to abide by certain spiritual laws, but at the same time, you get to create what you want from those. So, yeah. Discernment. Okay, Scorpio. So this month you guys might want to just be very aware of, like, again, where you're putting that energy, what you're creating, what you're manifesting. Just be very discerning, because nothing is set in stone. Things are still kind of up in the air, so to speak, and you are drawing them down and making them more grounded and physical. So just be very aware of what you're doing and how you're doing that. Make sure that everything is, you know, in alignment and in integrity. Make sure that everything is super special, guys. Discern, just be discerning, all right? I'm not gonna beat that to a pulp. I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay, so next month is November. In November, you guys have the moon. So last month you had the sun, this month you have the moon. Oh, there was another group that had that same thing that happened. I think it was Libra. If you have Libra in your chart, let me know if it was Libra. I'll have to go back and rewatch the videos, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, one of the signs had the exact same thing, but it was in June and July, I think. So you guys are now October, November. You guys have the sun and the moon as well. So this is the conscious and the unconscious mind. The moon is the unconscious mind. It rules the seas, it rules the subconscious, the emotional realm, the wildness within us, also the tameness within us. It's fear, it's doubt, it's subconscious wounding. It's all of that stuff that programs the conscious mind and dictates our actions through that ego. So bringing this stuff up to the surface can help you to gain awareness and then free yourself from it, like we've been talking about. Let's see what else comes up. Okay, so Five of Pentacles, this could be some subconscious programming to see clearly, because maybe this wasn't something that you saw 100% clearly before. The moon can represent illusions, right? That's the ego programming that kind of shapes your reality in a false way, and you believe it because of past experiences. Could be in relation to feeling abandoned, left out in the cold, rejected, forgotten, not having enough. It could be to do with lack mentality, like not having enough money, not having very good health, you know, just generally feeling kind of put out. So this is something to bring to your conscious mind by going through the underworld to get there. Again, it's a little bit more work. It never really ends now, does it? You know, it's always just one thing after another, but through that, we get stronger, we get better, we get more wisdom, we're aware of more things, we're more able to shift these patterns with awareness in like a more efficient way. So don't worry too much about it. I feel like you guys aren't going to be in that Five of Pentacles energy, like you're not going to be experiencing that externally if you've done this work thus far. You're really going to be just bringing that kind of programming, that old wound, that template up to the surface so that you can rewrite it. A new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. Okay, so yeah, this could be in love too, right? Feeling abandoned in relationships, could be from the parents, feeling left out in the cold by significant others, or just feeling like you didn't have enough love, right? So money and love go together because they're both just energy. They're just energy, that's it. And it boils down to worthiness, like I was saying before. So this new romantic cycle is coming in to help you free from those past not enough energies. You have the gorilla in reverse. Let's see. Gorilla says, take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. So if you haven't been doing that up until this point, maybe you've been the one abandoning others. Maybe you've been the one kind of withdrawing from your group or from your tribe or from your friends. Pulling yourself back may have been necessary. But there needs to be balance there. There needs to be harmony and awareness of whether you pulling back was really out of fear or if it was out of maybe even anger. Maybe there was that betrayal that was creating patterns with everyone around you because maybe you've been wronged, and then you started to kind of generalize. That's what the ego does. It doesn't just experience one thing in one situation and then only apply that knowledge to that. It generalizes everything because it's trying to keep you safe. So it sets the radar for every single relationship thinking it's going to be the same, which it's not. So communicate, because this communication maybe not, you know, it maybe not have it. What am I trying to say here? It maybe wasn't there before, right? There needs to be a little bit more communication to be able to feel like you're one with this tribe, because that Five of Pentacles energy is very alone, and really what you're seeking is connection here. You also have time to go. So a new relationship opportunity may be requiring you to let go of an old relationship, maybe one that was founded in lack or some of those beliefs of and those programs of not enoughness or unworthiness or, you know, abandonment, right? So sometimes when we are going through such a profound healing journey as this, we do have to let go of situations that were called in that energy. Sometimes those relationships can transform and become renewed in a new way if the other person chooses to kind of embrace that healing as well, but that's not our responsibility to activate that in them. It's not our responsibility to drag them with us, whether they like it or not. It's our responsibility to take care of ourselves. And if they choose to come along, that's fine. If not, then it's time to go. So there may be something that needs to be let go of, maybe even in regard to family, because you did have that gorilla card talking about family and connections. So there may be something there that needs to be just kind of looked at. Oh boy, Scorpio, you guys have karmic grace. So karmic grace is like, it's a good thing, but in my experience, whenever I've gotten this card for myself, it's not always easy. It usually comes up in situations where there's something that you need to let go of or something that's being taken away from you for a reason. It's kind of like the Tower energy. but in a different kind of a way. The Tower can be really chaotic and destructive on the external realm. It's like things, you know, losing things or breaking down and physically having to change really abruptly. This is more like karmic grace on the internal scale. It's like things shift within you, and you're then given the grace to be able to change them in your life, but you do kind of have to take action to make that happen. That's what karma is. It's just choices. So you get to choose, you know, how to shift the situation, and that may require you to walk away. And I just realized we were talking about November, which is Scorpio season, so is October. So October, November, those months are like deep dives for you guys. And that's your area of expertise. It may not always feel the most comfortable, but that's what your soul is actually really good at. So we're in December now, and you have the 5 of Swords. Okay, yeah, so there may be some conflict, some issues with communicating with people around you. It feels very much like ego and pride. We did see that come up earlier. So it's kind of like wanting to win the argument, and that kind of puts you in a us versus them kind of position. So if you're ever going into a discussion or a debate or even just a general conversation with the idea of wanting to win or be right, that's the ego trying to protect itself. So it's just being aware of that so that you maybe don't create some of these rifts between you and other people. And or if other people are coming at you with this energy, don't participate, because you don't need to expend that energy. You don't need to prove that you're right. You don't need to show anything to anyone else. You know what's right for you, and that integrity within you is enough, or it can be enough. Sometimes it's not enough for the ego. The ego wants to physically prove somebody else wrong, to prove that it's right. That's ego all the way. Your soul knows that you're in integrity when you're in integrity, and it doesn't need to prove it. So the soul will just walk away. That's the thing. And that's the difference. That's how you can tell the difference. You have the Page of Swords. Yeah, so Swords energy is communication, the mind, beliefs. This is a little bit of an immature energy that someone's bringing to the table here. Somebody even might be spying on you, and I don't normally see that message with the Page of Swords, but it is one of the potentials, and it's coming through now, so I will share that with you guys. Somebody might be kind of just like keeping an eye on you and disagreeing with you from afar. They could actually be getting up in your grill and disagreeing with you too. It's like petty arguments, disagreements, conflict. Yeah, it's like anytime that you have an idea, they're trying to bring you down, or they're trying to counter it in some way or prove that you're wrong. And it's just like, you don't need that in your life, Scorpio. Like, don't interact with that. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Didn't you guys get a card like this earlier? Yeah, I think you did. So again, it's like that harmony. Throughout the whole year, been talking about harmony. So it's balancing above and below, within and without, mind and emotions, spirituality, and the physical realm. So you're really finding a way to create harmony between opposites. You are the divine alchemist in this situation. You are able to shift whatever is presented around you. And remember, everything that shows up in your life is a reflection of something going on inside. So it needs to be addressed with that observant perspective rather than immersing yourself into the situation and allowing yourself to participate. It's like, no, take a step back, see it for what it really is, balance things out, because that's what's going to help you to see things a lot more clearly and conserve some of your energy. You have the Peacock in reverse. Peacock says, let yourself stand out and be noticed. So the Peacock in reverse is kind of like, you might even be feeling, okay, I'm getting this weird message coming through, and it's not going to be for everybody, but somebody out there is, it's like they're eyeing you up negatively. They're sending you the evil eye, essentially. So this is when somebody is angry at you or feels emotionally really strongly towards you. Often it's a projection of something that they have disowned within themselves, and that's their ego running false programming, right? But it's being directed at you either way. And when somebody has really powerful thoughts or emotions, anybody, they are matter, they create matter, thoughts become things. So that energy can get directed at you, and it needs to be not necessarily protected against. It's not like you need to do anything to ward it off. It's more just like you just need to be aware of it so that you don't interact with it or allow it in. Because it's not that you need to keep it away, it's that you need to address anything within you that would welcome it in. So yeah, just be very vigilant about that, because if you're feeling afraid of standing out and putting yourself out there in the world, this could be one of those old programs that needs to be addressed before you do so. Because I feel like this vision you have is really big, really bold, really foundationally changing for a lot of like belief structures or something like that. Like you're shifting things, and people might not agree with that, and that's not your problem, Scorpio. It's not your problem if not everyone agrees with you, because guess what? We live in a world with billions of people with different truths, and each one is valid. And your truth is valid too. So you don't have to prove your truth to anyone else. Your truth is your truth, and you get to live that through your expression. So be confident in showing up in your life. And if you're not feeling confident to really spread those feathers and show off what you can do from an authentic standpoint, obviously, hopefully not from the, that overconfidence or ego standpoint. But if there's any fear of being noticed or standing out, it's probably because there's been some wounding in the past around that, and that needs to be addressed. Higher power. Yes, I love it. The higher power is coming in to help you here, Scorpio. So call on your higher power, ground that energy, open that third eye. You guys are really super psychic. This message has been coming through like repetitively in this reading. You are so psychic, so tune into that. Use your intuition to discern the truth of the situation. And I can tell you, the truth of a situation will never feel disempowering. If you tune into a truth that feels disempowering, it is not the truth. The real truth is always this higher power, which is always in power, right? That's why it's the higher power, because it's in control. And when you surrender to that power, that's when you actually gain control. It's a paradox, as are all things that are universal truth. They are paradoxical in nature, meaning that they seem counterintuitive, but they're actually the same thing. So how can surrendering bring me control? Well, it does, because when you let go of the ego and some of those programs that need physical control or control of the situation, and you surrender your inner control to the higher power, that's when you actually then gain control of things around you. So yeah, it's like a roundabout way of getting to that higher power, but it's necessary. So this is coming in to help you stand out, because the next card you have, the last card in this reading, is safe to be seen. What was I just saying, Scorpio? It feels like it's not safe for you to be seen because maybe in the past you were judged. Maybe in the past you had people come up against you and doubt your ideas or project their own fears onto you. Maybe you even had people who disagreed with you and tried to keep you down. Maybe they judged you from afar or right to your face. Maybe they talked behind your back. Maybe they sent you that evil eye energy. That's not your problem anymore. You don't have to interact with that. You're better than that. You've done so much work to get where you are now. You deserve everything that you've created. You deserve to have the power. You deserve to be able to shape your results. You deserve to share your vision, speak your truth. You deserve to shine, Scorpio. I'm getting passionate here because it is true. I feel it in my bones. You guys deserve to be seen. Your vision is valid. Your truth is valid. What you have to share with the world is needed. Please do it. For your highest good, with your highest power, please do it. And if you need help with that, you can reach out to me. All right? I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you are interested in any of my services, offerings, healing work, all of the information is in the description box below this video. You can email me at services.ToKittyandBeyond@gmail.com to book a reading. And if you would like to support the channel in any way, you can always just like this video, share it with your fellow Scorpions or anybody who you think would resonate with the messages in this reading. Don't forget, you can also check out my merchandise line. I've got the mugs there, and I have some t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, phone cases, little pouches. Oh my God, what else? I've got sweatpants, like a whole bunch of fun stuff. So check that out. That's a way that you can support the channel too and get something in return. turn. So I love you. Thank you for all of your support here. And it's a blessing to do this reading for you. Thank you for allowing me to do that. We'll see you next time, Scorpio. Bye.